Oh, yeah. That's a good question. Hold on, I'm getting the torque just right. So what was your question? Oh, yeah. Things are magnetic, you know. So, well, with the success of the Nostala series, I keep thinking to myself, what's next? Where do we go from here? You know, deep questions. And it's really not, should we, could we? And I said, why not? Let's go all the way. So we've done that.
Well, Nostala is so popular because it marries the concept of what was made in the past in this industry. You know, this industry was built on people who had passion initially with their projects and with gear. And that's something that we definitely see in Nostala. It brings together that past with the present and makes something truly unique for our customers.
You know, Lonnie's really into Freon these days and cooling the moving systems. And you're using some breakthrough technology there. Quite an innovative product. And of course, it's got the fantastic wood-like finish on it. Now, it's a different wood finish because of the massive size of the enclosure. We've had to go to a man-made material called PVC. But it looks just like wood, almost. And I think it's good enough.
The prototype alone is imposing. It's definitely something that, you know, when you see it, you're kind of like taken aback by it. You know, it's very much so a room-filling piece, and it's something that, compared to our other products, you know, like the Nostala LB12s we have already, it's definitely a step-up piece compared to the LB12s at least.
And I think you'll be blown away when you see it. You know, thanks for asking. I'm gonna get back to dialing the torque in on this tweeter if you don't mind.
Hey everybody, welcome to Emotiva World Headquarters. On behalf of the Emotiva team, I'm proud to show today the brand new speaker in the Nostala speaker lineup, the Nostala Chilli 215. It is a phenomenal speaker, right? On the imposing side, it takes up the room and it shows off everything that makes it unique. Let's dive into some of the really cool features of this particular speaker. Right away, let's just go over the drivers and get that taken care of. We see it has two 15-inch bass drivers stacked top to bottom, plenty of space in between here, so there's no conflict at all with the two drivers. Those bass waves are super solid and robust. The reason we use these two 15-inch drivers is because they are proven and have great response in the field. And if we take a look here closely, we can actually see the brand new porting system that we have in the speaker as well. It's the 6-pack 6-port system that allows for smooth bass transitions and doesn't at all make the speaker sound hollow, nice and tight with the bass. If we move on up here, before I dig into these mid-ranges, I gotta tell you a little something. With the Hyperdome on the LB12, the driver that really makes that speaker something unique, we thought, how could we go above hyper? You know, hyper's already pretty tall order. How can we go beyond that? Well, we thought, how could we do this in a provocative way? And what we decided to do was come out with the Provocavato mid-range drivers. You can see that these are fantastic matched mid-range drivers, and they are side by side, directly opposite the way that the bass drivers are mounted. So it actually gives you this great sound stage, and you can see all of the intricate details on the inside of the driver that make it truly unique and really make it stand out from the others. Now, we gave all this great attention to the mid-range drivers. We needed to do the same for the tweeter. So up here, I want you guys to take a look at this two-way tweeter design with a phase-plugged super tweeter. Just look at the beautiful machine work here. We got this beautiful rose gold, phase plug. We have all these little lips and divots and bumps around the tweeter that make it a truly fantastic driver to complement the whole arrangement in the front here. While everyone else is using AI these days to create a product, we have put in that extra effort to make sure that this was properly made by hand and truly exists in the real world. Wrapping that up though, I want to touch on one more big thing before we head off, actually two. One of them is going to be that this speaker was so special to us that it indeed gets the famous Nostala name badge on here. We got Nostala, and of course, Chilli 215 or Chilli 215, depending on how you want to say it. Last but not least, the other key thing I want to point out here is the finish. The engineering team really stressed using the finest materials that we could source to make the Chilli 215. You can tell right away the first time you saw the speaker, this finish drew the eye. And we can see that it's made of this beautiful walnut, oak, wood finish that's just fantastic. And it's got this great feel to it when you rub. You might be able to even hear, if I take the microphone, you listen. It just sounds fantastic even when I rub my hand on it, just like the LB12. Last but not least, before we take a look on the inside of the speaker, I want to show you the active Freon cooling system that we have for this speaker. A speaker like this is going to be doing a tremendous amount of work, so we wanted a cooling system that could tremendously cool. If you take a look down here, you can see all of this beautiful plumbing down here, all of this great wiring. We use brand new brass here. You can tell this great, beautiful green colors, a brand new plumbing system on here. An active fan cooling the radiators here, and through the whole system we're using 2266 Freon, which is something that we've used before in other designs and we're really happy with. It keeps everything nice and cool. So now that we've got that wrapped up, I want to jump inside the speaker and I want to show you what makes this particular speaker so special. So let's open it on up. You see it's got this great hinging baffle design, so you can open it up nice and easy. Got this heavy duty HDF. Well, I think it's actually a hybrid HDF. Not quite sure. The spec was a little gray when we took a look at that material initially, but it serves as a fantastic material for a baffle. If we look on in here, you can see organization on a level you've never seen before with an Emotiva product. We decided, hey, we got all this spare room inside of the cabinet. What do? Well, we decided to make sure that there was plenty of wiring in here, and this is all responsibly sourced wiring. This is all state-of-the-art. It meets all the requirements, both electrostatically and electromagnetically, and care was taken, when we connected the wires to the drivers. It was fantastic, and it's just a great way to do the wiring. Modern speaker technology at work here. We can also see on the inside here that we have removable damping material, all right, and bracing as well. The damping material's down here, But right here we have these removable, they almost look like shelves. They're not though. This is what's actually bracing the whole cabinet and keeping it rectangular, which is the shape we, kind of want to keep the speaker, in. And if we look further here, speaking of damping, actually, down here, you have these removable damping. Again, they look like drawers, but they're not. What they are, though, is actually a spot where you can put any damping material of your choice, whether it be several pounds of birdshot, sand, gravel. Some folks have even entertained just putting straight water in there to keep the base of the speaker rather heavy. But you can fill it with really whatever you like, at the end of the day. If we take a look up though, kind of where I was heading here, we can see that there's plenty of other things going on up here. All of these contribute importantly to the sound quality of the speaker. That's definitely something that we always want to make sure is present in every speaker that we do. And it's definitely something that when you take a look up further here, you can also notice the care that was taken. We have the special knob up here that's present on all special unique Emotiva products. We got registered trademark, we have deep frozen. You can even do the bass boost if you want, although you got to kind of rip it kind of hard. There we go, to actually get it to that bass boost mode. You can even go Freebird. Whoop, you can even go Freebird over here if you need to. I hear that Freon cooling system engaging every time I mess with the mode knob here. You also have this. Not quite sure what we're doing with that particularly, although I know that when we do hold this, it does change the character a little bit. More on that later, I suppose. Don't worry about this label here. That's something that's going to be discussed at a later time. But I wanted you guys to get a great inside look at the cabinet of the Chilli 215. But speaking of cabinet, I want to show you the upper cabinet actually. Oh, look at this. And again, note how you have this great robust design on the inside. You have this great bracing material here. Now note, this is not removable. This is actually fed straight into the cabinet here. This is kind of a special part of the cabinet that we don't want to be removable. We want that rectangular shape maintained here. If we take a look deep in the back here, all right, we have the special clipping stopper switch, all right? So right now we have it set to, mid and min, all right, down on the I wouldn't side. But if you want to adjust the clipping stopper in the middle, you can. That's the two asterisk symbols here. Then you can actually put it to maybe and for sure. If you want to for sure have a great sounding speaker, that'll definitely be this option here. However, if it's a maybe scenario, that's definitely where you could have this adjusted as well. But that's definitely the new proprietary clipping stopper, only in the Chilli 215. It's definitely something that we've been working very hard on, and I know the engineering team here at Emotiva is very, very proud of what they did there. So let's go ahead and close this up here. And don't look at all the other stuff in there. That's all just, part of the speaker. Excuse me. Well, there you have it. We have the brand new Nostala Chilli 215, a brand new speaker that we're proud to have joined the Nostala speaker lineup, and something that we can't wait for you to hear soon, folks. Take care, and happy listening from everyone here at Emotiva.